Welcome back, everybody. Let's go. We're going back down the pipes. Yes, going down the pipes. Back to the pipes, because we now can turn into a paper airplane, which we will need quite a few times across. Well, this first chapter. Actually, considering how early we get this ability, it's a prime time ability for the entire game. Got myself a snack, got myself a drink. Let's go. That thing's kind of soggy. Boom. Ever seen a blooper tentacle before, Mario? Come on, this game was released in like what, 2004, 2005? You should know bloopers by this point. You fought 3 of them in Paper Mario. And you swim with them in almost every single 2D platformer. Hello. That will be me. Define world of hurt, my friend. They advertise that you could swap places, yet this blooper can attack both the front and the back partner. So it really don't matter. We fight. So obviously speaking, the paralogue doesn't really have much, but I like to consider the blooper to be the, shall we say, chapter boss of the prologue. I need to get information on this big blooper. Not a fan of this slimy stuff. 12 HP though. And like, you know, 1 attack, so it's about what you'd expect from an early game boss. Hey, that's early EXP though, at the very least. And a good way to test out that new power smash you got your hands on. That'll be 3 hits and you're done. At the very least. Goombella can take care of this next turn. Get some stylish actions going in there. No spraying ink. Keep your ink to yourself. 20 star points. The perks of being at level 1 is that everything looks more plentiful when you beat them, even Goombas. But, you know, as you go on, things are worth less. Like, as you level up, obviously Goombas are not going to be worth 3 star points, or else you could just farm them for the entire game. Castle and Dragon. Yes, there's a dragon. It's not Dungeons and Dragons, don't worry. Petal Meadows. Very nice, cliche grassland start, but gets the job done. Everything, honestly, like, this game is nostalgic to me, but I just love everything about it. The locations, even for something as plain as Petal Meadows, yeah, sure, it's nothing outside the standard grassland, but at least it still looks nice. It's better than seeing the same old hills with eyes across every single new Super Mario Bros. World 1 setting. This was Nintendo back when every single game felt different. Maybe not in terms of its gameplay or its style, because let's be real, every Mario game really, it just boils down to, hey, look, your bitch got stolen, go fetch. But the Paper Mario games try to make it feel different. Yeah, your Peach got stolen again. But this time it wasn't Fire-Breathing Turtle who did it. We'll get to who did it later. Wonder how long it'll take to finish. Oh, that's a lot of Goomba. That's a lot of Goomba. I'll just take care of these guys real quick. Those guys... Hold up, I got 20 star points from 5 Goombas. Are you trying to tell me early game Goombas in groups of 5 are worth 4 star points? Close call. Okay, so here's another thing I'm going to say. Regardless if I use the badge or not, I'm still going to get rid of it if I don't, even if I don't use it. I will even count sound effect badges. You can get a few sound effect badges. They're free. They don't do anything outside of changing your sound effects, but those count. I'm going to get rid of those too. And I think it actually would just straight up be easier to get rid of them, so I'm not tempted to use them again. Although I'll have to keep check of what I use and what I don't use. Also, congrats, 3 spiked Goombas. Goombella can't do anything. As you probably guess, well, spiked enemies are a very common thing across Paper Mario, as being a staple of anti-jump mechanisms. So there are a lot of enemies with spikes that effectively make anybody who attacks directly from above useless. Now, granted, luckily Mario does not necessarily have that problem entirely because he has a hammer, but it does hurt a lot of partners to some degree. Goombella being one of them, since her basic attack is just Mario's standard jump. Also, yeah, this is a thing. It took me years to learn that that was a thing. Alright, there's another... I know that this is probably going to be 2 Goombas, a spiked Goomba, and a Paragoomba. Yes. That one's got... There are a lot of item-holding enemies this early in the game, which is weird. Oh, I got the hiccups. Name something more annoying. The one thing more annoying than yawning every 2 seconds of an episode. Headbump, nothing I can do will not kill you. Everything I do will. And we get our first level up. And considering you start the game with 5 less FP than you do HP, well, my big thing is I usually do FP first. Rounds us off to an even 10. A large majority of moves you'll get in terms of badges for jumping and hammering will cost you 2 FP anyway. Have a nice even amount to use. The animations are also adorable. Once again, they make use of a paper theme for their animations, but again, they don't just sit there and say, yeah, this whole world's made out of paper. It's just the aesthetic of it all. Everything looks like it's made out of paper. It's not actually made out of paper, as far as we're concerned. Compare it to, like, having a cardboard... Compare it to literally having a board of wood as flat as a piece of paper, but still made out of wood. That's what I like to see it as. I'll take my Firefly back. I'll definitely be needing that later. Petalburg. The first little town of the game that's not the main hub world. It's been a long time since we had visitors here. It's been so long we forgot how to greet guests. Green boots, you never seen it. You know what a Koopa Troop is, Moonbella, I know that. Really smart or really kooky? One of the two. I'm going to into the shop for a bit. Why am I getting so many guys? Hold on, I will be right back. my friend is messaging me and I want to make sure he knows. Just, I'm in the middle of something. First off, what do I have in my inventory? Okay, so 3 mushrooms. Okay, I would like to buy a POW block, and I'll buy another fire flower. That's it. They're a necessity to this little bit of the game. This coming area. Making some solid progress. Episode 2, and we're already we'll get pretty far into chapter 1 within the first 5 episodes. Honestly, helps that I know this game like the inside out. Speedrun Paper Mario. Except we're not. Take it, you fiends. And my antique shell. We do not need your shell, sir. You can keep that on. We're not here to steal anything, my friend. Yes, we are. How did you coincidentally guess that that's exactly what we are? Hooktail's got... Well, of course he does. Of course it does. It's this enormous ornery dragon. Eek spokes, they say. You know of Hooktail, right? Of course. Well, this Hooktail's brutal flyby snackings have us all on pins and needles. So are you reckless fools, I mean gallant heroes, off to rough it up? Oh, wait, hold on. This does sound promising. Every single dialogue option you get within this conversation means absolutely nothing because this old coot will just keep going. What's that? You'll accept no reward? Of course I won't. I didn't say that. What an unselfish man and noble. You're noble indeed. Yeah, not listening to a word I'm saying. Murphy. No, it's Mario. Mario, not eyebrows, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, basically, he's just telling you where to go. Don't exactly need to listen to anything else that guy is saying, considering it's a basic one-way conversation. How did he know that I got the A-OK from the mayor? Hello, unique-looking Koopa Troopa. His name is Koops. Well, never mind. Now, Goombella, we're in 2022. We do not judge. Star piece. Basic rule of thumb. Every bush, every tree. And every enemy. Hammer everything. It's interesting to note that there aren't very many things that can counter a hammer. Now, there are obviously things that, like flying enemies, counter a hammer. But a lot of flying enemies in the game can be knocked off their wings if you just jump on them. Enemies have a weakness to jump, but there are enemies that, unless you have specific badges, are just straight up immune to being jumped on. There isn't too terribly much that is simply immune to being hammered. Barring maybe, at the very least, 2 enemies, one of which we will encounter in this chapter. But yeah, like, it's interesting to note that not much is immune to hammer as opposed to things that are immune to jumping. There are quite a few things immune to being jumped on, be it a fiery enemy or a spiked enemy. But at the end of the day, unless it's flying high, it can be hammered. And even then, in a lot of cases, you can just jump on certain flying enemies and, oh well, look, they're, you know, all of a sudden not immune to being hammered. Ooh. I don't need this. We're all fully healthy anyway. Case in point, hammer shell. soft underbelly. Did you know a dragon's one weakness is its soft underbelly? Well, unfortunately, that's not the case in this game. Get over here. I have a thing where I generally fight almost everything I encounter in this game. Mainly because, again, this is a game where EXP mattered and existed. You fight things, and, you know, you get stronger. And by stronger, I mean, you don't necessarily get physically stronger, per se. You get bulkier, and the ability to use more special moves and equip more special moves. In a way, battling in this game, and most of the common, or modern, old-fashioned Paper Marios, like the first two, when you battle, you are effectively preparing yourself for harder battles down the line. As opposed to modern games where battling does absolutely nothing and can just be skipped. Because you don't get any stronger, you do not gain any HP from battling, you do not gain any attack power from battling, you just get money, which is just used to go toward more materials for battling, which just gets you more money for materials used for battle. It's an endless cycle, you can hear it already. Because no battling prepares you for future battles, there's no reason to do it. Also, yeah, these guys have a defense of 2, which means your basic attacks are useless. However, you have Power Smash, which does still work. They advise that you use a POW block for these battles. Because you just got one. This battle and an upcoming one effectively try to encourage the use of... I screwed that up. Of an item. But, you know, once you learn a bit, you can just kind of bypass that. Also, another big thing is I'm also very attuned to my actions based on sounds of the game, which is going to make this a little difficult because I don't have the sound up. I can't play with the sound or else my mic's going to pick it up and then you're just going to hear the game twice. So, problematic to a degree, but I think it really only messes up my ability to guard and dodge, really. If I feel like I can't super guard, I will just go straight for a guard. It makes it a lot easier. And while it's not exactly all that useful entirely, early game guarding is much better. Because most enemies have an attack power of 1 anyway. Oh, that's not good. Alright. So we can't directly attack him by jumping on because he's electrified, which means I have to resort to my hammer. Which means if I'm not going to waste so much FP on one Koopa Troopa. Oi, who's dropping the stage lights? Alright, fine, I'll do it. Yes, realistically speaking, I could have just used that to kill him regardless, but I thought I was getting a little confident with my super guarding there. Alright. Smack trees, smack enemies, smack bushes, except smacking bushes doesn't do anything. I'm just making that joke. Oh yeah. You know, of course, first striking a flying enemy with a hammer will allow you to hammer it, obviously. Which, I guess, also kind of negates that. But it's not really a detail that matters too much. Most Goombas die to a hammer anyway, so jump hammer, doesn't matter what you hit a Goomba with, they're dead anyway. Alright, we'll call it an episode here. When we come back, we will be entering the next bit of this little fortress area. I've got too many items, god damn it. Alright. Here's what I'll do. I'll use that. Restore my 3 HP. I won't have to worry too much about items soon because I'll be in a position where I'll be using a lot of them. And I'll use my turtle leaf because I need some FP. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So, I will see you guys then.